another video. I'm Laura, and this is the Last Minute Laura channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and even if you're not new here, hit the like button down below. It's a free and easy way for you to support the channel, and I really do appreciate every one of you that hits that like button. Okay, now to the video. Okay, so for today's video, I wanted to jump on that 20 question bandwagon, that tag. I saw the Canadian crocheters video and she did her 20 question tag, and it inspired me to do mine also. So I'm gonna go through the questions and then I will answer all of them, and hopefully that'll help you get to know a little bit more about me. Also, I added some surprise bonus questions at the end, so stick around to the end of the video to see the extra 3 questions that I added to this tag. What does your name mean? So I actually looked this one up. I'm just gonna read it out to you. The name Laura is the feminized form of Laurus, Latin for bay laurel plant, which is the Greco-Roman era. It was used as a symbol of victory, honor, and fame. The name represents the embodiment of victory and strength. I mean, the name represents that. I hope that eventually I too represent victory and strength. For now, it's just keeping my head above water, I think is more Laura. I've also heard before that Laura means a flowing stream. So a flowing stream, victory, and strength, I'll take it. Those all sound great. Where are you from? Earth? North America? Canada? Ontario? Southern Ontario? And now a rural town between Niagara Falls and Hamilton. That's where I'm from. Where were you born? I was born in Hamilton, Ontario. I was born up on the mountain, or the escarpment if you're not from the area, and I lived in a great house with my big family in a court that had a pond at the end of it. It was an awesome place to grow up. If you're looking for somewhere to move in Canada, Hamilton is a great spot. It's got the most waterfalls in all of Canada. It's got lots of nice houses. It's got great wildlife and greenery and a great art scene as well. What else does Hamilton have? Really bad potholes and lots of confusing one-way streets. If you can get over those 2 things, everything else about that town is pretty cool. What would your parents have named you if you were a boy? I think we should just ask them.
Good morning, it's the Little Green Farm, Ed speaking.
Hi Daddy, it's Laura.
Hi sweetie, how are you?
I'm good, I have a question for you.
You have a question for me?
Okay, so when you and Mom were having me as a baby, if I had been a boy, what would you have named me?
Well, I don't think that was an option, honey. As far as I can recall, we were pretty sure you were going to be a girl. I don't think there was a name that was picked for a boy for you. I think we knew you were Laura. I've got a full recollection of the whole day you were born, the whole night, 4:01 in the morning that you were born, but I can't recall. Maybe your mom can, but I don't think we had a name, a boy's name for you.
Okay.
So,
all right.
have to ask your mom about that.
I'll ask her. Okay, thank you. I gotta go. I'm filming, okay?
Oh, okay. All right. I love you.
I love you too. Talk to you later.
Okay, stay safe.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye. Okay, so now let's try my mom.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
If I had been a boy, what would you have named me?
Eric.
Eric.
Yes.
Eric Bick. Eric Bickiness.
Yep.
Okie dokie. No other options?
That was the name.
Cool. Well, good thing that I was a girl then.
Laura is a beautiful name.
Thank you. I think so too. All right. Well,
you might have been a Lara.
Yeah, a Lara.
Laura.
Would have been Lara.
And that might have been tricky.
It would have been tricky because people would have said Lara.
Yep.
Fair. Well, I'm glad I'm Laura. I love you too. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Laura, Eric, I think I'm happy with Laura. What is your biggest accomplishment? This year, my biggest accomplishment was asking for help. I had a really hard struggle last year and I went through it alone. I knew there were options, I knew there were resources, but I kind of denied that I needed any extra assistance. My best moment this year was that I kind of gave up. I put my hands up and said I need help. So I went to my doctor, I got a therapist, I've been going to therapy, and I'm feeling much better because of it. Obviously, I still have lots of ups and downs, but I'm working through all of my issues as opposed to avoiding them. So I think that's my biggest accomplishment at this point. What is your eye color? So for my eye color, if I can be honest and like maybe a little bit extra, I would say that my eyes are light blue with dark blue flecks, some teal smudges, and some green smeared throughout there. Obviously, if I'm just giving one color, I'd say blue, but because I've got those other things going on in my eyes, if I'm crying and my eyes area is all nice and red, it makes my eyes look green. If I'm pale or sick, my eyes tend to look a little bit more bright blue. See for yourself, you can decide what you think. What is your favorite candle scent? Okay, so this one's easy. It's Christmas flavored anything. Pine tree, balsam, fir, Christmas tree. Anything that Bath & Body Works has around the Christmas season that makes it smell like I have a live tree in my house, that is what I want in a candle. I would burn them all year around, but I try to only burn them in this sort of time of year so that it feels Christmassy, but definitely Christmas tree flavored candles. Can you cook? Heck yes, I can cook. I am a chef when it comes to anything that's on top of the stove. Baking, that's a whole other story. I tend to set off the smoke alarm just making a frozen pizza, but if it's on top of the stove, a stir fry, a fried rice, scrambled eggs, of course, steak, anything like that, I am amazing. Okay, well, let's try not to get too high up on my horse. I'm pretty good at all of that type of cooking. I make an awesome hummus, and I would just say yes, I can cook, and I feel as though I'm pretty good at it. Baking, I still have some learning to do. But I have sisters for that. Both of my sisters are like excellent bakers. My mom is an excellent baker. I don't think that I need to have that as my forte, so instead, I'll stick to cooking. What is good about your life right now? Right now, I have an amazing community of subscribers, and they consistently push me up and push me forward to be the best version of myself. I live stream every morning from 7 a.m. until 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, shameless plug. And the community of people that have joined into that live stream community are just a positive force on my life. Aside from internet things, I have a magical jungle of plants that I think to be a very good thing in my life. I also have 2 amazing pets and a spectacular partner who supports me through this entire crazy YouTube endeavor. And he has since the beginning. So I would think those are some things that are great in my life right now. What is your sign? So I'm a Taurus. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really keep up with any of the astrology stuff, but I know that Taurus is a bull and I am a destructive force, definitely. I am like a bull in a china let's speak clearly, Laura. I'm like a bull in a china shop pretty much all the time. I don't mean to be, but I'm definitely always covered in bruises just from bumping into everything. I don't know if that's a Taurus thing or just a bull thing. Let me know if any of you are star people. Am I like a Taurus or am I not like a Taurus? Alex is a Scorpio, I think. Alex! Maybe he's a Virgo. I honestly don't know. I'll have to ask him. What is your favorite holiday? My favorite holiday is Christmas. Definitely it's Christmas, for sure Christmas. If you weren't already aware, it's Christmas. I don't know if it's actual Christmas, like I don't know if it's like Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but the whole month leading up, like December, that's my favorite like holiday season. I love the snow. Right now we are blanketed in a huge blanket of snow. It's not even December yet, and there's like well over a foot outside of my house right now. I love that brightness that comes with this time of year. I love the decorations. I love the glitter. I love the tree. I love the singing and the music, and I love the family time. I don't know that I love the stress of the actual Christmas event, but pretty much everything leading up to it I love. So Christmas. What is your guilty pleasure? Okay, so my guilty pleasure is sour jujubes. I don't know if any of you have these where you are, but here we have a place called the Bulk Barn, and it's basically a bulk food store. You can get bulk grains and candies and chocolate and tea and stuff like that. And you can get bulk sour jujubes. Jujubes are like a squishy candy that's like translucent and it sticks to your teeth, and it's probably really bad for your teeth, but oh my goodness, sour jujubes that are the purple ones, that is not licorice flavored, it's grape, sour grape. Oh my gosh, my favorite guilty pleasure. We can't even keep them in the house because I'll just eat them all. I can eat like a 2-pound bag or like 1 kilo of sour jujube purple ones in like a couple of days. It's so known within my inner circle that Alex, my partner, and Mallory, my older sister, have on more than one occasion brought me bags of just purple sour jujubes. I mean, I know I'll go into the bulk section and I'll use the little tongs and grab just the purple ones and fill a big bag with just the purple ones, but it's gotten so excessive that now family members will also just search out the purple ones for me. I love it, I appreciate it, but I also know I have to keep them out of the house except when I intend on eating exclusively that for like a couple of days. Purple sour jujubes. If you haven't tried them, try them. If you have tried them, you already know what I mean. What is your favorite show to binge watch? Okay, so I pretty much binge watch any TV show that I get into. Right now, I'm really into Rick and Morty because it's like vulgar and hilarious. I love Big Mouth, again, vulgar and hilarious. I also really like The Crown because I love costumes, I love the beautiful lighting, and I love the like angst and drama. Obviously I was into Game of Thrones while it was on, except for season 8 because ugh. And Boardwalk Empire, that one was a really fun one to binge watch. They're huge like movie episodes. I really like the set design, I really like the costumes. I'm a big fan of costumes, so there's that. And pretty much any trashy teen drama, I'm talking like The OC or like Teen Wolf or like Riverdale. I feel embarrassed even saying them out loud because when I watch them, I'm cringing, but I love it. I love watching trashy teen dramas, extra points if there is a werewolf or a vampire in it, and extra points if the acting is terrible. That's what I binge watch. Am I alone in that? I can't be alone in that. That's gotta be something that's not just me. Do you watch trashy TV? Are you aware it's trashy? Are you comfortable with the trashiness? What is one thing you can't leave the house without? So I can't leave the house without something handmade. Usually my purse is handmade, but I'm also often found in a pair of hand-embroidered jeans. Maybe I've got a shawl or a wrap that I've crocheted, and in the wintertime, I'm often wearing one of my handmade sweaters. I just feel like it gives me this power, this shine, where I feel as though my inner soul is kind of visible. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it's kind of like my goal when I'm out in public is to as best represent myself as I can, and that's not best representing myself in a like I want to look good in public, it's I want to look me in public. So if I'm going out, I want to be able to scare off people that don't like my fashion sense and welcome people that do like my fashion sense. So if I'm wearing a handmade sweater or vest that looks a little bizarre and someone comes up to me and says, I love that thing, that now I already know we're on the same page. This person and I, we can click. Whereas sometimes when I go out in my handmade things, I'll get a few like looks and I'm like, good, that means they're not gonna come up to me. Like I don't wanna talk to people that don't wanna talk to me. And by wearing things that make me feel cool and empowered, I feel cool and empowered. So a handmade item. If you make stuff, if you make anything, I really do recommend giving it a shot. always wear one of your handmade things when you leave the house. You'll end up feeling more and more powerful. There's probably some witchy magic in that, but I won't read too deep into it. Are you a morning person or a night owl? So I'm definitely a morning person. As soon as the sun goes down, my productivity screeches to a complete halt. I like waking up before the sun though. In a perfect world, I'm up at 4:30 and I'm in bed by 8:30. Like that would be my perfect schedule. Right now, I mean, I've been going through some like the dark and twisties, so I'm waking up more around 6 o'clock, 5:30. But my goal is to get back to 5:30 always, and then 5 o'clock, and then we'll back up to 4:30. Because I get so much done early in the morning. I'm awake and I'm alive and I'm feeling good. I think it's just this shift in winter weather and, you know, my trip through the dark and twisties that kind of affected my early wake up schedule. But definitely I'm a morning person. I'm not a night owl. I don't go to parties because they're so late. Why is everyone still up at 11? Go to bed. What is your favorite genre of movie? My favorite genre of movie is definitely post-apocalyptic, like adventure or post-apocalyptic drama. I love things like Underworld and Resident Evil, and I like zombie movies, but not ones that are like scary, gory zombies, more like psychological, thrilling zombies. I really like post-apocalypse. I like when a virus took over the whole world and this is what's happening, or 90% of people have died and what is the 10% gonna do? I like that style. I like those. I like the colors in all that type of movie. I like post-apocalypse. I also, though, like historical fiction. Specifically things that are in the Victorian era, because I love costumes and I love imagining the world if it had medicine the way we have now, but the costumes that they had then, like Marie Antoinette style things. I love watching that stuff because I love the lace and I love the ruffles and I love the hair. So post-apocalypse or Victorian era historical fiction. What is the last thing that you bought? Okay, I'm back. So, hold on, yeah. I'm back. So, first of all, Alex is a Libra. I just asked him while I was downstairs. And also, the last thing I bought was at the thrift store in my town. I bought this cute little glass thing with a cork stopper to keep some moss in as like a little terrarium thing. Basically, I'm trying to keep all of my moss alive to remember summer. And that was 50 cents, which I was very happy about. And I also bought this beautiful handmade bowl. It's got a signature on it, Paul Reg. Anyway, handmade bowl, beautiful handmade bowl. Pretty much anytime I find handmade pottery at the thrift store, I buy it. It was also 50 cents, so I guess also I couldn't pass it up for that reason. But most of the time, the last thing I bought was at the thrift store, so. A little fun fact about me, I love thrifting. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? Okay, so I think I'm an introverted extrovert. I'm extroverted in that I love talking, I love hearing my own voice, and when I'm in a group, I love being the center of attention. But I'm introverted in that after one of those events type things happens and I've been the center of attention, it sucks all of the life out of me and it takes me 3 days, sometimes more, to get my energy back, to fill up my soul again after an event. So if I go to a party, I love talking to everybody and having all the fun conversations, but then I like crawl into my bed and I just sort of like recharge silently and alone. And so I think I'm an introverted extrovert. Maybe I'm just an extrovert. Maybe I'm just an introvert. I don't really know. I do know that this whole YouTube thing is an awesome outlet for me because I can be extroverted, but really right now, even though I'm talking to you, I'm talking to a camera. So it's kind of cool because I can give all of my energy, but it's not being absorbed by anything, so I don't lose any of my energy. I can give as much as I can, and I'll still have energy tomorrow because I wasn't anxious or overwhelmed by people or by having to deal with multiple things at one time. I'm just dealing in my home, in my own space, where I'm calm and safe and where everything's okay. So I think I'm an introverted extrovert, or an extroverted introvert, whatever you want to call it. It's complicated, like everything else, but I think that's what I would say. What is your favorite book? So I don't think I have one favorite book. More, I have a favorite types of genres. So I really like trashy romance novels, you know, like the one where she meets the guy who's on a horse and they fall in this tragic love story where it's like where there's 12 books in the series and you don't find out till the 12th book that they end up together. Like that, I don't know why, but I can read that whole 12-book series and love every page. So I love overly descriptive, trashy romance novels. I also really like adventure series. So I liked Harry Potter, that sort of thing. And I do really like historical fiction. So pretty much not just in the Victorian era, I also really like early US historical fiction. But I think the last book that I read was actually a reread. I reread A Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I'm sure everybody's read that by now. Still just as creepy as the first time and the second time that I read it. And also, I have a fun fact about that book. The author, Margaret Atwood, actually lived in my neighborhood when Alex and I lived in Toronto, which was where we lived before we moved out to this rural farm in the middle of nowhere. We lived in a tiny one-bedroom apartment right downtown Toronto underneath the CN Tower. And Margaret Atwood lived in our neighborhood, so... Okay, so now it's time for the bonus questions. We answered the 20 questions that was part of the tag, but I wanted to add 3 bonus questions because we just hit 23,000 subscribers on the channel, and I have no idea how to make a thank you video, so I thought I would just incorporate it into this 20 questions tag video. Thank you. Really, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. To all of you who've subscribed, it blows my mind that 23,000 plus people have clicked a button in order to see me talk about things and learn things from me. So I really hope you've learned something from me. I hope you've liked some of the content that I've put out, and it's really overwhelming, but I'm very thankful. I really do appreciate every single one of you. And to those of you who like and comment on the videos, oh my god, it blows my mind. I love it. I love all of you. So thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for liking my videos, and thank you for commenting. And now let's move on to those 3 bonus questions. Yeah, you can say. Okay, so bonus question number 1. What are some of your hobbies? So this one is a little new. It doesn't look like it's new because of what's all around me, but it's plants. I am now a obsessive plant mom. I love my plants. I've got tropical house plants. I've got vines. I've got ivy. I've got mosses, I've got ferns, I've got even a few trees now. I've become that person that takes cuttings of plants when I'm out in the world, which I never really thought I would do. Alex and I used to live in apartments up until now. We lived in Ottawa. We had 3 apartments in Ottawa, and then we moved to Toronto. And now we live out in this rural country house with tons of big windows and lots of light. I thought I was the problem and that I killed everything that I came into contact with, but now I'm thinking that it's just that I didn't have enough light. So now I keep lots and lots of houseplants. As you can see around me, a little selection of my houseplants. I have amassed over 150, maybe 200 houseplants in the last 6 months, which sounds like a lot, and it is, but some of them are small, so it's not that bad. And I also made a lot of them. I didn't buy 150 plants. I would buy one and then break it up into 6 or 7 plants and then grow them out. So I got obsessed. I watched Jenna Marbles' video like the rest of us did, and then I got sucked into the wormhole that is Plantarina. And now I have all of these plants. My favorite plant currently, and since the beginning, is this Syngonium arrowhead. I love this plant. It looks like it wants to be a vining plant, but it's this super cute, delicate little plant. The leaves come out rolled up and then they unroll when they're ready to. I love it. It's so sweet. If you're new here, then you won't know this, but if you're not new, I'm going to just reiterate. I name my plants. So I've started naming them according to people that show up in the daily live stream. So I've got lots of plants with little labels on them with names of people who have been watching the live streams and participating in the live streams. That way, I have something to take care of and something to talk to that's in the physical realm to represent the digital version of a person that I'm talking to in the live stream. I think it's kind of cool. So, plants. Hey, also, as a side note, would you ever want a plant tour or like a meet my plants? Because I have an awful lot of plants now, and I could film a plant tour or a meet my plant video, show off some of the different things that I've got, but only if you'd want to see it. So let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see a plant video, and then I'll film it. So, question number 1, what are your hobbies? Plants. Bonus question number 2. Who are your pets and how old are they? So I'm going to start with this little fella here. This is Thunder. Hey, Mr. Beans. This is Thunder Beans. He is a rescue Chihuahua. I say rescue kind of sarcastically because look at his face. Like if we didn't adopt him, somebody else would have. But he was our first foster fail. Alex and I, a couple of years ago, 6 years ago, we decided we were going to want to get a dog. So we made the agreement, that we would foster some dogs just to get used to having a dog in our family and to make sure that it was actually a good idea for us. We had a couple of fosters come in and they got adopted out, and then this little bean made it into our house. And he was so sweet and so adorable. We were only supposed to have him until he got adopted, and then he was supposed to leave. 5 days into us having him, he was never leaving again. I adopted him, well, Alex and I adopted him literally 5 days in and have never looked back. He has been the best addition to our family. He's such a sweet little dog, and he's so smart. Let me show you. Stick him up. Good boy. Speak. Yeah, he's a good boy. Roll over. Good boy. High five. Good boy. Turn around. Good boy. Lie down. Sit. Good boy. Have your foot. Thank you. This one. This one. Oh, thank you. Have a kiss. Thank you. Stick him up. Good. Stick him up. Good boy. Bang. Oh, so good. You don't run towards the gun though, silly. Are you kidding me? He knows tricks, and I mean, like, maybe he's a little bit yappy, but only when someone comes to the door. He's 9 years old. We got him when he was 3, turning 4, and he is just, look at this guy. He's just so sweet. So this is Thunder. Our other pet is CJ. He is a Bengal cat. He's 14 years old, and he has gotten so much more snuggly as he's turned into an old cat. Alex got him as a kitten with his family out in Ottawa, and when we moved into our second apartment together, one that was actually pet friendly, we brought CJ in to live with us. So CJ has been with us since our second home, and honestly, with age, he has just become such a cutie bean. Sometimes he's still like a bit of a jackass, excuse my language, but most of the time he's a snuggle bug now. Okay, so now it's bonus question number 3. What is the future of Last Minute Laura? I hope that the future is bright. I hope that the future is this. I really want to keep making videos. I want to keep making art. I want to make clothing. I want to make natural dye. I want to do embroidery. Basically, I just want to be like a virtual teacher slash, I don't know, whatever this is. Some kind of thing like this. I want to work this year towards getting this to be a sustainable business option as well, because right now it is meant to be my full-time job, but it's kind of more on the range of a hobby. My goal is to start setting up channels of communication with maybe sponsors or partners, something like that, so that I can keep making videos the way I want to make them, but get paid to do it as well. I also want to reach out to more YouTubers in my area, Canadian YouTubers. There's a few around here, like the Canadian Crocheter. There's Amelia Fart. I think she's hilarious, and I would love to meet up with her. But there's a few others in this area that I'm really interested in getting to know and getting some guidance from. Some higher up YouTubers in my zone that could give me some direction and guidance as to how to make this a more sustainable project. Pretty much, I want to live the life of a struggling artist forever, and YouTube seems like a pretty reasonable way to get about doing that. I think in a year, I would be very happy if I could still be doing this in any capacity, hopefully in even more advanced capacity with better audio and better lighting and all that. But I'm having a really good time, so I think the future of Last Minute Laura is to keep Last Minute Laura alive. Oh, and I also have one more goal. I want to get to 50,000 subscribers by this time next year. I think we're gonna make it to 25,000 by Christmas, so I want to make it to 50,000 by next Christmas, because I think that would be really cool. Okay, so that was 23 questions, 23,000 subscribers, 23 questions. I hope that you got to know a little bit more about me and that you enjoyed this format of video. If you did, let me know. And if you have any other questions that weren't answered, or maybe you just want to do questions for a Q&A, I haven't done one of those. So if you've got questions you'd like me to answer on a Q&A, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to do that. I don't know what questions you want answered, so let me know in the comments and we could definitely set that up. Also, by the way, I do read each and every comment. I promise, I read every single one. I try to respond to as many as I can, but I read all of them, and I feel your love. I really do appreciate all of you who do leave comments. Okay, so now that we're done with the Q's and the A's, I want to pass this tag off to a couple more people. There are a few people who are part of the live stream community and who are subscribers to my channel. I subscribe to theirs as well, so I thought this would be a good time to tag some of them and maybe redirect you guys to have a look at their channels as well. So, to answer these 20 questions, if you want to, I tag Sadie Spincraft, Frida Friday, and Nikki's Crochet Nook. I'm gonna link them down below, and I hope that they will do this 20 question and answer as well, because it's always fun to learn a little bit new about the people that you watch already. Anyways, friends, that is just about it from me for today. I really hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it. This was fun, and maybe we could do it again sometime. Thank you for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. I will see you in the next one. Bye!